Hello, guys. You're welcome once more. We'll be looking at the introductory aspects of this course. We'll be looking at the three major aspects. The first and foremost, which is WWW, which is a World Wide Web. We also look at laying the groundwork. And thirdly, the Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin. So these are the three aspects we will be discussing on this introductory aspect of these curves. Now, for the first one, which is WWW, as we know, before blockchain was a World Wide Web, and we should take a moment to ask ourselves how life would be like without the internet. In fact, it will be quite difficult to think of a world now without the internet, without the ability to go online, to stream movie and all that, pay bills and book tickets, as we know. And the truth is, the internet has become so necessary, so taken for granted that living without it now seems almost impossible. It hasn't always been this way. I think the evolution of the internet has come in phases, which has ushered us into the new era of innovation, convenience, and opportunities. I think it was made available to the public in the early 90s. The Internet World Wide Web in the early years was predominantly used to share information and data as its most digital forms by using text and images and other features that has grown and we have all gotten accustomed to. So, with advances in these technologies coupled with rising public intrigue and commercial interest, this decade paved way to eras of social and mobile internet accessibility, turning smartphones into indispensable tools and casual users into regular users and in some cases fanatic users. But most recently, we have seen the rise of Internet of Things, where all manner of devices are now being filtered into electronic sensors and softwares enabling users to access and control them remotely. But however, in somewhat lesser known and at least the later understood technology, has been paving the way to a new narrative called the blockchain. This will now take us into laying the groundwork, which is a step into knowing what this blockchain is all about. Now, before the rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, most people have never heard of blockchain. However, the underlying foundation of Bitcoin, as we all know today, is such as distributed ledger technology. We are already years in making. But when explored, they are distributed in technology along with other technologies of this kind. But before we do that, let's look at how blockchain came to be, beginning with financial crisis in 2008, where we got to know that a large investment bank in the US, which was largely involved in mortgage markets, had few mortgages investments known as BNC Mortgage. But in that same year, 2008, the bank had 30 times more estates and its capitals were borrowed to fund the mortgage. However, the market turned and the banks held onto these mortgages unsold, and so many were lowly rented. Now, these investments their investment trust actually declined, leading to its crash in December 2008. And then many people lost trust for this company. And that the lesson to be learned is that this large-scale global banking and cannot be trusted, as corruption and individual greed and all that unfortunately led to financial crisis and recession, betraying both public and private trust. Now you see that in 2008, this was actually what gave rise to development of blockchain, and this gave people these thoughts of looking into the decentralized financial system. It's paved way to this man called Satoshi Nakamoto and his invention of Bitcoin in 2008/2009. So who is this Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin? What are they all about? Now this brings us into cryptocurrencies. Now for 2 decades, the ideas of secured electronic coin payments or cash payments have been explored by great minds such as Nick Szabo and others. However, it was not up to 2008 that this idea will begin to gain traction, and in August 2008, the website bitcoin.org got registered, and an article was published on uh, that website, which came in form of a white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and it was published by an unknown person in the internet, known only as Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, I think Satoshi actually described how a purely peer-to-peer electronic cash will allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Now, the digital structure actually provides parts of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending. We propose a solution to the double spending problem using a peer-to-peer network. This was actually what he published on the internet. Now, don't worry, you might actually easily not understand this paragraph now, but I believe in a subsequent talks or discussion on cryptocurrency, you will get to understand what this paragraph is all about. Now, what are cryptocurrencies? This is exactly where we'll be heading to in the next video. Thank you.